Hey everybody, I'd like to welcome to the YouTube community Cline Sherwood. She's a pretty badass investigator. You know, for all the king's horses and all the king's men, yeah. Well, here she is. You know, we've all been sitting there fumbling around with this making a murderer shit for years. And nobody thought to do this, huh? And Cline did. Well, guess what? She won the lottery, or she made the lottery. No, she won. She discovered it. It's the lottery ticket of the century. Okay, here's the reason why. It's because along with her find of the bin on the RAV4 that was processed at the Wisconsin State Crime Lab comes a number. Okay, you see that right there? Yeah. Yep, Cheney Police Department right there it is. It's got everything on it. It's L. Murphy at cityofcheney.org. He's number 802. The case is 223-000038. So that's that right there. That number right there. That number is Cline Sherwood's lottery ticket. Boom, she won. And this is what she won. The $100,000 that was put up for the murderer of Teresa Halbach, come to find out that the bin on the firewall at the Wisconsin State Crime Lab looks like crooked teeth that need to have braces, okay? Off just a little bit, height just a little bit, just a little bit. No, it was done by somebody that went over the VIN on that vehicle. The VIN on that vehicle is not 3044. Guarantee you that. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is one number has been proven, and in this case, 4, or at least 3, have been proven to be altered. Thus, that is tainted evidence, inadmissible in a court of law. That vehicle that they processed at the Wisconsin State Crime Lab specifically, out of there. Completely gone. Off the table. There it is. Now, Dr. Silkman, of all people, done the best job there is that I know of. And Know Your RAV4 dude, Henry guy, okay? Those two positively put Teresa Murray Halbach in the back, her blood in the back of that vehicle, whether she's there or they got some blood from her, you know, and they put it on a doll, and they smack it on there a few times, however, the Q-tip for fucking sure, okay? But the problem with that is the VIN is not the VIN for the vehicle that Teresa was driving. And the VIN that is assigned to her, 3044, that's not her. She never drove that vehicle for sure. She never drove that vehicle. She was never in that vehicle. She's got a whole vehicle off to herself to the side. Okay? That never entered into anything because they altered the records over there. Those are altered fucking records. Those are not authentic records. They say they are, but they're not authentic records. Why? Because if you're going to go through the trouble of doing that bin, you have to ask yourself a question. Who's doing this and why? Why is it that this bin that's applied to Teresa Marie Halbach is not Teresa Marie Halbach's bin? And why is the bin on that vehicle processed in Wisconsin State Crime Lab altered? The one on the firewall. The one that Rimmeker said it was detached from the vehicle. Well, it's detached from the vehicle. It looks like it's been tampered with. Maybe we should go over there to the firewall and look at it a little closer. And if you would have gone down there and looked at it a little closer, maybe did it through some lights and stuff, like Cline Sherwood did, you would have discovered that. So that would have been discovered. Thus, the reason why that's not, it was discovered actually, but they hid it. Why? Because they had to get Stephen Avery. But they knew it. They knew it. And they hopefully let it pass. And it didn't get past Carol. It didn't get past her at all. The license plates didn't get past her. The title didn't get past her. The key's not getting past. I mean, she's on that RAV4 like nobody's fool, okay? Boom. So, there you have it. Now, this video is also going to be sent to L. Murphy, badge number 802, Cheney Police Department. And you can get this through Freedom of Information request. But you got it now. Which leads us to the point. Jerome Buting is over there holding this key up. And this key fits the ignition to that vehicle. That key that doesn't have Teresa's DNA on it, but only has Stephen's, was never in Stephen's possession. It was never in Teresa Marie Halbach's possession. Neither one of them touched that key. Why? Because that key does not belong to 3044. Because the 3044 that's on the firewall has been tampered with. It's a 2011 maybe. Alright, but there's a distinct 2 and then there's a 3 over it, which is off-centered. The 4 over here at the far end is all fucking lower and it's going crooked up like this. You know, when you sit there and look at it, no, we'll have a dentist say, hey, this is this. Then, so somebody go to a dentist and see. I know that Murphy's going to go to the dentist and ask them if this is a crooked teeth. Okay, needs straightening out. Yeah, it's not, nah, it was, somebody put it in there by hand. How'd they do that? So maybe somebody should go to an engraver, check out, go to an engraver, interview an engraver. 1. 2, a machinist. You know, how do you do that? How do you do that? It doesn't matter how you do that. It's interesting, but it doesn't matter where shit. The fact is that Carol Cline Sherwood busted making a murderer and made everybody fools, including myself. Okay? But we've done a lot of good work, and there's no way the participants of this is getting out of it. Now, here we come to Ken Kratz. Kratz, yeah, he prosecuted Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey on a vehicle that's tampered evidence. It's not 3044. It's not. Okay? And 3044 is not the vehicle that Teresa bought from Le Menu in Appleton. That one was a 6P3. Teresa drove off the lot with a 6P3. Not a 760, not a K95. A 6P3 deep jewel green. That's what Teresa drove off with. Green fenders, flares, green bumpers, green mirrors, green door handles. So, now we come to the point. The point is, who screwed Calumet County? Calumet County thought that they were going to get Teresa's actual vehicle. Calumet County didn't get Teresa's actual vehicle. All roads lead to Herman. Why did Herman have a vehicle made? How did Herman get Teresa Halbach's, well, that information that ended up in the hands of Calumet County? Herman's supplying all the vehicles. Herman is doing the work on them. He's, doing all the paperwork on it. Herman's in on something that Calumet County isn't. Okay? Pagel, Herman worked against Pagel. Pagel went to Herman, all right, or something. I don't know what happened, but Herman basically supplied a vehicle that, number one, the original, the VIN applied to Teresa is not, Lemonu, they're in on it somehow. They got Teresa in a different vehicle than the one that she's driving. Why is that? Something's going on between Lemonu and Herman against the framing of Stephen Avery by planting tainted evidence. Yeah. That's what's happening. So, Andy Colburn, Lieutenant Link dropped the key. He knew it didn't belong to Teresa. He knew it. Why do you think he dropped the key? He knew it wasn't Teresa's key. He knew, Link and Colburn put the RAV4, the one with the tampered with on the firewall, okay? They put it there. They dropped the key. They went and they shot a bullet, and they planted the bullet to see if Shirley Cohane would put Stephen's DNA or Teresa's DNA on it. And she did. They all fell for it. But you know what this thing was? A sting operation. Yeah. They got Teresa, and somehow Teresa disappeared. When you have that much work into it, Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey, Bobby Dassey, Scott Tannick, the whole frickin' bunch of them, all right, didn't have anything to do with it. Because this was planned months ahead of time. Months. They lucked out because Stephen Avery wanted to sell it, or was it Scott Tannick that really needed to sell it? Scott Tannick really needed to sell it because Bobby Dassey noticed that Stephen had a cut on his finger, and he called up and the plan went into action. When she says, I need a call back from you, she got a call back from Scott Tannick. Bobby Dassey. Somebody. But Teresa's in on it, on her own disappearance, faking her own death. Stephen cut his finger, so next thing you know, before the bleeding's even stopped, He's calling up at the insistence of Scott Taddock putting pressure on Barb to sell the van. Or is it Steve put pressure on her to buy the van? Whatever. But here's what we do know. We do know that the case is busted. We do know that this could have been discovered earlier and exposed, and it wasn't. We do know that the lawyers didn't know shit, and they went and litigated a case that had no jurisdiction. Federal Rule 60B3 is newly discovered evidence. This is evidence that could have been discovered but wasn't, or was and hidden under the table, hidden under the rug or something. But so we got Ding Strain, Jerome Beauty holding up a key that doesn't belong to Teresa for sure. We know this for a fact. We know this for a fact. It's not Teresa's key. Steve and Avery, Brendan Dassey are busted. They were railroaded and all this on a key that does not belong and never has belonged to Teresa Marie Halbach. With all this planning in place, who killed Teresa? Nobody. Nobody killed Teresa. The only person in the entire world that goes by Teresa Marie Crockett, Teresa Marie Halbach, come on, and their face match up, but there's a little tiny sliver on the outside of the retina of the two eyes. Might be a sign of lazy eye, but the point of the matter is this. And Teresa St. Jean / Teresa St. Jean / Teresa Marie Crockett has a lazy eye. Well, does Teresa Marie Halbach have a lazy eye? Are you born with it? Do you get it after a while? You can't fake it much, can you? Anyway, point is, Teresa St. Jean Crockett is number one, uno, crosshairs, because we all know with this much planning, they didn't kill Teresa Marie Halbach, okay? They had her cooperation to get the fuck out of Dodge, and she did. Simple as that. So, Steve and Avery, Brendan Dassey get to turn around and sue the fuck out of everybody, all right? Everybody and their dog, okay? He's got it, and not only that, he's got it slammed, hands down. The $36 million was extracted, got Steve and Avery to sign a contract under stress and duress and by a result of fraud. That number on the firewall, that vehicle processed Wisconsin State Crime Lab, taken a picture of by the Wisconsin State Police, prove Stephen Avery can reinstate his $36 million because it was swindled out of his ass due to stress, duress as a result of fraud. Federal Rule 60B3. Fraud. Plus, gets to walk out of prison. Due to the fact that it was all by fraud, and we find out that it was a setup, and Stephen Avery was in fact framed by law enforcement, but not by Manawa County, but by Calumet County. See, they even prosecuted his ass so bad, they went from green to blue. And Herman and Link and Colburn knew this. So he put the wrong vehicle up there, the wrong color code up there. Back. Anyway, point is, it's proven. They walk. You can sue the public pretenders. You can sue Dean and Jerome. Brendan's two lawyers sue those two. And sue Zellner. Oh, Bobby Dassey sues Zellner. Scott Taddock sues Zellner. Oh, fuck. All these people, Stephen Avery, Sue's owner, yeah. And Knight Rider, and Dresden, and the university they work for. Oh, shit. And the Wisconsin State Patrol, because it didn't, when Rimmaker says it looked tampered with and moved, that should have thrown the trial right then and there on the spot. But it didn't. They proceeded on. Which means that String and Butane didn't do their fucking job. They went to the fucking, they went there and they took pictures of it. Somebody went there and took pictures all over the fucking place. Back. We never got a clear fucking bin on that, on any of the vehicle whatsoever, or even that tag that's got all that shit on it. We never get that off of that vehicle anywhere. Somebody find it. You can't. You can't. So, what can I say? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And have a nice one. We're going to see this baby through. So, all L. Murphy has to do is say, this bin that's on the firewall has been altered. And describe generally how it's altered, taking it to a dentist. The dentist will say whatever. Taking it over to the crime lab, they'll say whatever. They'll get an analysis on 4 digits. All this guy is, all he does, nothing else. Just are those 4 digits on the firewall tampered, or are they original stock from the factory? That's it. Could go into how it was done, sure. But the fact that it was done is all that's needed to spring Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey out of prison. Boom, hands down, that's it. No more discussion, period. This is the linchpin that you pull. Okay? Cotter pin. Off the grenade. The spoon flies. The spoon's already flown. Here's the Carol is the linchpin. This guy right here, he lobs the grenade. Why? Because now he has to submit forward his report to Calumet County Sheriff. He's obligated by law to keep a copy of it for himself, but to be billed for his time, he's going to bill Calumet County for his detective work and send Calumet County his paperwork. That's the law enforcement officer. He's going to send it back and say, hey, here it is, man. I did your job for you. Pay me my hours. You're going to reimburse the city of Cheney for the time it took for him to do this. Okay? There's your man. There's your man. Yes.